Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about shoelaces and how to tie your shoes. If you look around at your fellow peers, you will see that a lot of them are actually wearing shoelaces on their shoes today. You will see them a lot when you go to stores, in the hallways, etc. Now, I know we're all in high school and you guys are probably thinking, why the heck is she teaching me how to tie my shoes? Well, we're going to pretend that we are in our little kid selves and that we did not know how to tie our shoes in the first place. To tie your shoes, I'm going to go through 3 simple steps in this presentation before I get into that. The first one is going to be the history of shoelaces and how they were created. And then I'm going to go into why they're so popular and the importance of them. And then I'm going to finish it off by actually showing you guys 2 different ways to tie your shoes. Let us go right into the first one, which is the history. According to the history of shoelaces.com, it says that in the 2000 BC that it was made from the Western Europeans who actually started the idea. This is an old picture of what we used to see when it was the older days with the shoelaces. Now, they are made by using sewing and hand material, either weaving, sewing through, and then they are ended off with a little plastic piece. This plastic piece is used with a glue and an elastic. Without that, your shoelace would fall apart. Now, it is string, so they are very easy to ruin, damage, and get stained on. Nowadays, we made it easier and we have factories, and they will sit there and weave them for us so that they can get more product out a lot easier. Now, people do make rumors that the cavemen did create a lot of things, so it is also known that the cavemen were the ones that used bearskin, but it did not look like a normal shoe. It was just basically a rock or a platform, and they took the bearskin and they tied it on top, kind of like a knot. Let's go into our second loop, which is going to be why they are so popular. Now, your shoelaces, if they look like this, it's probably time for you to get a new pair. Not the best thing ever. But the importance of shoelace.com says that if you are trying to wear your shoes, the only reason you have the shoelace is so that it keeps your foot secure, nice and comfortable so that they are not falling out. Now, when you're marketing shoelaces, you also have to think that you're trying to get it to children because they are the ones that are trying to learn how to tie their shoes at a young age. A good way to do that is by making it fun and colorful. A lot of kids do not want to touch something because they think it's boring, but if you add a little bit of color or sparkle onto something, it'll make it a lot nicer and the kids will want to play with it. Another thing that you see is in a lot of different brands of clothing. A lot of things with your hoodie strings, if you look down, they are weaved or created the same way. Or if you go to more local things, you'll see that the hoodies that they have actually are made with an actual shoestring. In the more upcoming years, it's been more popular to see females wearing them as belts. That is because belts become expensive or they do not want to wear them, and a shoelace can be as simple as $2. And you could tie it to your liking, your position, and however you want. Now, like I said, you want to make sure that your shoelace is tied comfortably on your foot. You don't want it to be too tight, otherwise then it'll become to where it's cutting off your circulation, but you don't want it too loose because you don't want your foot to fall out. Now I'm going to go to the demonstration part. And the 4 simple ways of tying your shoe.com, it says that it should only take 4 simple steps to be able to tie your shoe a certain way. Today, it might take a little bit more because I'm going to show you step by step. The first way we're going to do it is the bunny ear method. The bunny ear method, you're just going to take your 2 shoelaces and tie them together to where they're touching and go under and pull. That is how you start your simple way of tying your shoe. Then you're going to take your shoelace and make a bunny ear where it has your index and your thumb holding it, and you're going to do that on both sides. After you do that on both sides, you're going to cross them to kind of make a bow to where you're holding it again, and you have this little loop in the bottom where you'll just take one, pull it through, and pull. Super simple. After you do that, you can either double knot it, but for the sake of this, we're going to pull it out and do it again. The next method seems to be a little more confusing, and when you're younger, it seems like it's almost impossible to do. There's not really a name to this method, just that it's confusing, and so you're going to start the same way. You're going to take your shoelaces, cross them, go under, and pull, and then you're going to start the same way with your bunny ear and your index finger and your thumb holding it. You have your other string, which is now in my right hand. That string, you're going to take it around your index and your thumb. Doing that, you have created now a little hole in the bottom right by your index finger to where you could take the string, pull it through, and just pull it. After that, you can either double knot it again, but we're going to untie it. Now, we just went over the history of how to tie your shoelaces and how they were made. We just went over why they were so popular and why more people are wearing them more nowadays. And we just went over how to tie your shoes in 2 different ways. Thank you guys for listening, but if you really did not want to, I guess it's okay if you wear Velcro. Thank you.